Hello, I'm DC, and I'm the founder of Magnus Games Studio, together with my brother, Wilson, and we are currently developing our own IP called Relegend. Actually, for us, we are working really hard to make every feature stands out. So it's not going to be like just a checklist for a game. So we work really hard with the team to make sure that it's balanced and we have what it takes to give the best experience for the gamers out there. So like for taming, we have evolutions and different stages. It's not just like one line evolution. It's multiple evolution path where it depends on how you take care of your Magnus. So, and farming, not only on ground, but we have something new called the underwater farming as well, so, which means that you have our own pile of underwater farm, and basically you just have a new type of crops to cultivate. For example, corals and pearls and different kind of kelps. So, and some fantasy fruits and that's bear underwater, where you can use it to tame monsters or to make different recipes to cook. Yeah. Okay, because we thought that farming was too mainstream, and every game there's a farming, and we wanted something special. So there's one night, me and my brother, we were sitting at the table at home and having our dinner, and we were thinking, the veggie tastes good. So we talked to our parents about it, and they said, this is some organic stuff. So we were thinking, organic, okay. Then we start going deeper, and we start talking about aquaponic. So that's where we started that idea. And middle of the dinner, we just drop everything, go back to our room and start writing about the documents, getting references in online, and different pictures. And I even called up my friend to ask about the whole process and the whole structure of aquaponic. So we learned about that, and we tried to apply it, and it's a bit too hard and too complicated. So we decided to simplify it by adding in the underwater crops, so that players are going to enjoy something new, but it's going to be a totally different experience as well. Because underwater, your crops are always watered, it's wet, so they'll have a different kind of experience.
I see. Different element.
Definitely, yeah. For this one, in the wild, you can pick either following you, so that they can have their own mindset, so-called, and they will have their own skills, and they will predict, and they will see what are the actions they should execute. For example, what kind of skills should they do? So they will have their own estimation on that, or you can mount them and control them to use the combos that they have. Yeah. Well, if you're going back to the farm, then it's going to be assigning tasks for them, because they will be taking care of the farm. You can assign them to harvest your crops, let them help you with a lot of things. It's like a tool to help you improve a lot of things that you can't do alone. So for example, they can have a skill, a passive skill, that they can water a big pile of land, which if you're alone, you're not able to do that. Yeah. So instead of assigning too much tasks to them, we want them to be part of your action as well. So which means that they, although up to certain stages, they might be a bit slow in helping you, but as long as you keep improving them, leveling them up, you will find them quite useful, even in mining and in farming. That's a good question. Definitely we will have normal qualities up to legendary qualities, which it's really really hard to get in game. So the size, it can be as small as a cup and as big as a building, a 3-story building. So that's a size difference. And quality-wise, there will be different kind of quality that will affect their own lookings. So, and you can breed them. When you get a male and a female, you can breed them, and they will have different patterns and different colors. So we will make sure that every features is going to be really deep. This is another important question.
Yes.
For this question, we would say no, because we tried a lot of free-to-play concept many years ago. We started making our apps, but we failed quite badly because we doesn't understand about the whole system behind that. We doesn't understand how to make a game on top of surrounding monetization.
Yeah.
We are only good at making games which is fun, and we doesn't want to charge people more than what we should get. I mean, this is just our business model. Doesn't mean that the free-to-play games are bad.
Yeah.
I mean, we still play free-to-play games, and we still top up. We support a lot of developers, but in our case, we would say that microtransaction is not what we would implement in our game, unless it's a big expansion or it's a lot of content updates, a DLC. Then it's a different story. But in-game microtransaction, that's what we would like to prevent. We want to make sure that you buy a burger, you get a burger. First of all, the stress level is unimaginable. It's really high, and sky's the limit because we're getting emails and we're getting feedbacks from the backers almost 24/7. So because our fan base is basically whole world, so it's a global fan base. So which means that even when we are sleeping, there's someone who is in the afternoon time zone. So they will keep sending us emails. Even we get a lot of fan arts, and they send us a lot of cookies, foods, and stickers, and they send a lot of different gifts, which makes the team really happy about that. And we are trying our best to make sure that everyone is really happy about that. So no matter how stressful we are, we still feel happy when we receive a lot of little gifts from our fans all around the world. Like how they start planning with their families, telling them, hey, we're prepared and this is the Magnus I want to tame.
Yeah.
See how they like the game is what makes us strive harder, and makes us really want to make the game the best that we can. But at the same time, the stress level is definitely there. No, actually I think that every game is unique, because it's not like a compulsory item like a fan or an aircon where you won't replace it for years. But for game, it's an experience. So if you like that kind of game, you might like some other games from the same genre. So for us, we learn a lot from them, and we definitely love the game very much. And but we are definitely a separate entity, a different experience, as we are more focusing on the RPG elements, where you have a main storyline to go through, and you are taming a lot of Magnus, and you are playing multiplayer, and it's the experience. It's a co-op experience that we want to give to the community. So it's not only the farming aspect, but also the multiplayer, and together with the Magnus racing and more. Actually, it's like I will host a room, and my friends are going to join me on my world. So, and then we can do whatever things we want in that world, in that game itself. And it's going to be a really different experience, because the reason why behind we make so many features because we want players to get their own sweet spot and to find what they really like about. So people who really like farming, they can keep farming for years, in the game. Like in a lot of interviews with different medias like PC Gamer and GameSpot, we do touch a lot about this because they really like farming games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they ask us about how many hours of gameplay and how much farming does it take place in the game, or how important it is, and we will say it's really important, and we will like to make sure that the multiplayer is not going to be too overpowered, because when you team up with people, you are definitely stronger. Yeah. So there's a lot of balancing going on, and the multiplayer is definitely one of the key point of the game.
Okay.
Because the reason behind why we want to start a game with multiplayer is because when we were younger, we played a lot of games, but we enjoyed ourselves in the room. So the thing that opened us up is the Monster Hunter system, where you create a room up to 3 friends, and 4 of us, go slay big monsters and big achievements, and you would talk about it for years, for months. Remember last summer we killed blah blah blah, and then those kind of experience. Yeah. So for us, those are the things that we want to implement. So a lot of our backers in online, and they're family guy, and some are wives, and most of them have children which they want to play the game together with their children. Yeah. So it's a good experience for families to create a bonding as well. Yeah. Because nowadays many people like to play games alone in the room. Gamers doesn't talk with their families, and some of our backers, they ask their dad, their mom to back for them, and then they explain to them about the game and to bring interest to the adults. So we are quite happy about that, to see that the community is really healthy and is bringing a lot of families together to feel anticipated and excited about the game. Definitely, if your crops are ready and he picked 1 or 2 up, then I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, but for other natural resources, you'll find them respawning in the wild. So yeah, it's shareable, and we want to make sure that it won't ruin the experience of multiplayer. But please take good care of your crops. Okay. Yeah. It's like a wall. Yeah, and please make sure that they don't marry the girl you want. Yes. So they can steal your wife. Yep, you can do that. So be careful and get the one you want. Yep, as soon as possible. For this, we actually will be porting to every console, to be honest. But why Switch is one of our most important console is because we can see that the game is going to look well on a handheld, yes. And we can see that the opportunity there for Switch is definitely there. And a lot of, actually, the reason why behind the whole Switch thing is we have a large community that is supporting Switch. Okay. So I know that there's many fans out there that's waiting for the Switch port. So that's the reason why we decided to include Switch into our porting milestone. I would say that the game wouldn't be success, and it wouldn't be this far without the support of our backers and the people all around the world. So thank you for giving us a chance and backing us on Kickstarter. And we'll try our best to deliver a game experience that you'll never forget. But at the same time, do support more indie developers, as there are so many fabulous games out there that needed everyone's support. So please support more indie developers to make sure that good games can be seen throughout the world. Thank you.